Madam Chair, if you agree with me and the commission agrees with me, I want to cancel our December meeting and just come back, relax, and come back at the beginning of next year.
No.
I don't know what we
I think
have.
before Commissioner Russell leaves us.
I don't know what we have in December. Do you have any legislation that you want to pass?
Do we have anything that we need to pass? Well, actually, we have something we need to pass.
No,
In December?
I don't think we need to pass anything in December.
no, we don't.
Okay.
There's nothing on the agenda that I've seen that's pending. We just cancel it and we come back in the beginning of the
No,
year.
we have a lot in December. It's my last meeting.
No, but we can make the meeting before your last day. By the way, we may reappoint you. You don't know what we're gonna do with you. We're still trying to determine how we're
Madam
gonna
Chair, how
select
do you
your
feel about
next
that?
11 months, and what we're gonna do with that. So we don't know yet.
I'm going to go with
Sure.
the will of the body. If the will of the body wants to cancel the December meeting,
Let me
I'll go
check
with-
on your vice chair.
Yes.
Joe, what do you think of that?
Look, I would be greatly appreciative myself if I could take that week to see my grandchildren before we got to start doing 7,000 bags of 40 pounds of food that we got to load up. That's not including the pork paletas. And then we got to distribute them. You guys seen what we do every Christmas, so it's a humongous amount of work. And, there's not much that we do in December anyway, so I don't see why we can't put it into January and give us that relief on December.
I
So
agree.
I would be willing to vote along with it.
I'll make the case, Chair, for why we should have a December meeting. I think
Okay.
our residents ask very little of us to be here twice a month for meetings and once a month in December and November. And also because it is my last meeting, I've actually timed my work with the city administration, the planning department, and everything to bring things in December before I leave that were important to my district. So I have planning and zoning items that are coming that we've been working very hard to get on the December PZAB agenda so that it could get to. And these are West Grove affordable housing issues. Again, as I said before, these are all things I'm trying to right from the wrongs of the CRA loss in the West Grove, so I'm moving very quickly. But I do plan to leave in December. I resigned to run when I took that risk, and I put that on the table, and I want to honor that. So I'm asking that we do have our December meeting so that I can finish the business for my district before I leave and the next commissioner comes in.
I will tell you, Madam Chair, if I may, that once he's no longer a commissioner, he can give us a list of his wish list, and we can do what you want done. We can do it ourselves. But I think that as a courtesy to Commissioner Carollo, who is not feeling well, and to be able to have a full day is that we cancel the meeting, we come back in January. We could always have 3 meetings in January if you want, by the way, before you leave.
No.
I know, just one meeting. I know you're going to jump on that one. I know
two
you're going to
meetings.
jump on that one.
No, I mean, we can compromise and have a very short agenda in the 8th. Is that?
We can have an earlier meeting in January, right? But I mean, just cancel December
It's,
meeting.
It's our job. This is what we're paid to do.
look,
Yeah, but we can be paid to
Let
do
me-
it 3 days in January instead of once every month, right? The same number of hours.
and,
So
As a courtesy to Commissioner Carroy, the vice chair, and as a courtesy to me,
I understand and I see that the will of the body, because I hear that we have 3 votes already. Is there something that we can do to accommodate Commissioner Russell so that he could move his
If I had known that, I would have tried to bring the items in this meeting, for example. But to bring it up
he
today
could-
that we're going to cancel the December
he
meeting
could
is...
he could give us a list, and we would certainly be attentive to it. But you know, Ken,
Why don't we do
let
one
me
thing? Why don't,
why doesn't he give us a list?
let me
He can talk to us after
yeah.
he's no longer commissioner.
because whether we come in for an hour or we come in for the whole day, that means that we got to come back to a meeting just to please one member of the body. If you talked about your constituents, well, you had a commitment to your constituent for 4 years, and it seemed that every year you wanted to leave and run for something else. So what you're saying now, I take offense to it, because this has got nothing to do with the constituents. We all represent the whole city too, and we have shown time and time again that we have done right by Coconut Grove, and especially now, even more so, that two of us have partial areas of the Grove. So those statements that were made, I take offense to.
You can take
And
offense, but I
whatever
have a
is there-
lot of residents that are waiting on this, and many of the churches
Well,
have their zoning
it- it-
issues
yeah,
scheduled for
But they've been
December.
waiting for 8 years,
This-
Commissioner,
this-
so that's it.
We've been
Yeah,
working on
it-
this
it-
for 6 months to
there's
get this to the
nothing,
December meeting,
There-
literally.
Ken, there's nothing out there that can't wait until January, and you know it well.
I'll be gone. And if that's the purpose here, to actually take away the last meeting where I would
that's not the
serve,
purpose here,
I
Ken.
I
It's not
don't,
about
That's
you.
not
It's not
the
about
well,
you.
it seems it's not about me, it's you guys want to take a vacation.
You're making it about you. We don't want to take a vacation. We can meet for 4 days in January. We have to. You just won't be here. So it's really about you and your last meeting. You've had 8 years to do whatever you wanted to do. You haven't done it. Now you want to do it in one meeting? Come on, really?
Don't flip it
Really?
on me. You guys want to take the
Wait.
day off? Don't flip it on me. I'm here to do the work,
You want to
all the
take-
way to my last
you
day.
took 8 years off,
And the
Commissioner.
December,
You took
yeah,
8
I've
years
done
off.
nothing for 8
Okay,
years.
okay,
The
okay.
December meeting is my last day, and I intend to show up and work, and I've got work to do.
I want to move to
Okay.
cancel the
Is
December
there-
8th meeting.
Okay,
Is
hold
there a
on.
motion?
Can I please ask? I know that we have some replats downtown Miami, and we have some replats that it is also around the DDA. And I want to know how that is going to be affected if we don't have that. They were coming in the December meeting. How that is going to be affected if we don't have a meeting in December.
Commissioner,
Anybody
I'll tell
can
you right
answer
now
that? Derek?
I'm going to make a statement if you allow me.
Let me hear Sir first, and then
Good afternoon, Commissioner. I'm trying to call up the draft agenda for December to know what exactly are the items Commissioner Russell is referring to. Commissioner Russell, if you can do me a favor to remind me.
Sure, the planning director should have our entire list of everything that's going to the PZAB agenda in December. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really important. And I've worked all these years toward my last meeting, and I would really ask that this not be my last meeting as a city commissioner, because I hadn't planned for today to be my last meeting as city commissioner. I would like to work with you all
This is good.
through our last property. If you want to change the date, that's fine, if it makes it more convenient, for the body. But I don't want to miss the last meeting I would have served as a city commissioner here with the work I'm trying to do for the community. It's literally the rezoning for Christ Episcopal Church and their entire block to T4 for affordable housing. That's Thelma Gibson's church. It's literally the rezoning for Casa Valentina
yeah.
that we've worked on for so long.
But we could do all that without you being here.
I don't know that. And
But
I'm the
you
champion
can
for
talk
it
to
because
us.
I brought it here. I can't lobby you after I leave.
Is
No,
there a
but you can-
possibility that we could have a meeting in January on January 3rd?
I could do a meeting on January 3rd.
January 3rd?
On the 3rd, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
most people,
Yeah.
classes don't start and I mean until later on. And most people, I for one, after Christmas, I take off.
So is your resignation effective at noon, on midnight on January 3rd?
No,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, your resignation is due
Effective when is it?
when the person that was elected swears.
It's when I wrote my letter for it. So.
That's right. It is, and when it is when it's not. Your resignation is, if I read it right, it is not effective until the Congress is sworn in. Because when is Congress sworn in? February, right?
No, Congress?
January
Okay.
3rd,
January the 3rd, I
2023.
think, or the 4th.
Huh? January the 4th?
Yeah, because that's why he resigned on that date.
On that
because
date.
The his successor, but I think Look, I think we take a vote. I think I'm the acting chair now. Are you the acting chair, Commissioner Carollo, if you're listening? If you just gave me the gavel, that's why I'm
Yes.
wondering. So,
Okay.
so we take a vote
I'm
just
the
on
acting
canceling the
chair,
meeting?
so there's a motion, there's a second.
There's a
All
motion
in
and a
favor,
second.
I'm sorry.
signify by saying aye.
The mover was Commissioner Diaz-Lupertia, seconded by who?
Commissioner Carollo?
Okay.
Or Reyes, I believe. I'm not sure which.
And we may need to open public comment.
All right, so we're gonna open up public comment for the cancellation of the meeting. Any public comment?
No, I want to know, because we have a lot of plats, we have a lot of things to do. What can we have, just a short, very short, just for those.
The problem
those
is that
items.
Commissioner Carollo wants to visit his grandkids, and it
yes.
doesn't matter whether it's
I
an
made that
hour
statement.
or a day.
I made that statement that it would facilitate it for me,
It doesn't make a difference whether he has to be here or
if
not.
it's possible.
Well, you're allowed to do it on Zoom.
I think
No.
we cancel in a week.
You're not. It's not quite like that, Commissioner. I'm able to do it today for other reasons.
Good afternoon, sir. You're recognized.
Good afternoon. Steve Warnick, address 320 Miracle Mile, Warnick & Co. I'm also a resident 2501 Swanson Avenue. To the point that Commissioner Reyes was making, you often have plats, right-of-way dedications that have to come to commission that might hold up a building permit from being issued. I know there's a text amendment that came last meeting that's supposed to come back in December that is tied into certain projects with balconies.
Does a month change your life, really? 3 weeks?
I'm just saying, if to the extent there is a possibility to have a meeting in December, there's not all that many people here. I know there's some people that could be affected by timing. I don't know what all the implications are, but there's those kind of items that often are not even discussed much here. They're passed quickly.
Thank you.
Those kind of.
Can we
Thank you, sir.
do it in the first week? The first day of December?
I'm not available in January.
I haven't even heard.
Luis Marzaberi Garza, homeless. I think it's despicable that you suggest for the last meeting for Ken Russell, who has been actively helping people here in the Coconut Grove, for you to backstab him like this? How dare each of you? Shame on you. This is a man, you come to December every year. You have your calendars pre-planned for an entire year, if not more. And this morning you deferred everything till December. You had a full house. Now everybody's gone. Now you're doing the backstabbing and saying because of holidays, shame on you. Mr. Russell, I hope you understand that when you leave this dais or this podium, that you have become a private citizen and that you help us to get rid of this swamp. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Eric, how are you? Good morning.
fine.
Afternoon.
Just working. Eric Sakella, 2100 Kroll Way. I appreciate the desire to spend more time with family around the holidays. I get it. Every action that you all take on this dais has an impact on the businesses and the residents that are before you on those items. Many of these issues that are before you, people have been waiting for resolutions, trying to get those resolutions completed before the end of the year. Before the end of the year has an impact on businesses that doesn't have an impact on government. And so we would just ask you to please, 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 Commissioner Reyes, consider that and have the meeting. It's one meeting. These meetings can go very fast if you run the business efficiently. We would ask you to just please consider that. For Commissioner Russell, I totally feel for you. If this would be your last meeting, I'm sorry if that happens. I know any member that sits on the dais that spends 4 years, 6 years, 8 years sitting on the dais, if they would have their last meeting yanked away from them, they'd be sort of upset about it too. So I feel for you, and I'm sorry if that happens to you. Commissioner Reyes, we would just please ask you to please consider the impact on businesses if items don't get completed before the end of the year.
Iris, and now Pastor Gavel on back to the chairwoman.
Iris Escara, 333 Southeast 2nd Avenue. Just for general business purposes, one of the things that you all do that may not be like a hot topic is right-of-way deeds. We can't get building permits if the right-of-way deeds are not accepted by this commission. So if there's a way that maybe November 29th, you guys hold a special meeting and take up maybe just some preliminary items that are time sensitive, or like moving it forward, so you take the whole month of December off as a possibility, or something. Those actions really keep things churning for us. I want to be respectful of the December time. You guys need a break. You guys are like 24/7. I get it. But if there's a way we can adjust it a little bit, that would be very helpful.
That was precisely what I was trying to say, But I cannot, in a clear conscience, vote, because I know that it's going to affect a lot of projects and replatting and all of that. And there's a lot of people that have been waiting for this meeting for their items to be passed.
PZAB is on December 7th, and our city commission meeting is on the 8th. That's literally the first week of the month, and then we're free after that. I would really love for us to take up the December 8th meeting.
May I speak?
Even if it's an abbreviated meeting.
Please, go ahead.
Chair, may I speak? What I have heard here is a lot of politics with people defending individuals that they want to defend for whatever their reasons are. This is not about an individual. It's not about Mr. Russell. What I haven't heard is any specific address that's going to have all the impacts that they're throwing out that that they're claiming that would impact the meeting. Not one address that this property is going to be affected. And this is why I'm really bothered by this. I don't want to get into the tit for tat because I want Mr. Russell to finish his term in a pleasant, warm way in a meeting. But, to be claiming that he's got to do this, he's got to do that. And in the time that he's been here, he spent more time trying to run for something else the minute he got here, because he didn't want to serve this area. Mrs. Gibson and the Episcopal Church, what he says he needs to be done there, she's got enough herself in this commission to tell the story of how it was Joe Carollo that took her by the hand to bring her and convince her so we could appoint her a city commissioner. And that would get done. I'll be the first to raise my voice to make sure that gets done in Little Bahamas. The fact that in a time of the year that some of us do go all out for our constituents and make sure that every possible family that needs their Christmas basket and Christmas staples gets it. And we got to work tremendously for it to accomplish it. And at the same time, that cuts into our whole time that we got left in Christmas, where I can't go normally, like maybe some others could, during Christmas Eve or Christmas to go see my family, because the minute I'm done with that, I have the responsibility for the whole city of making sure that we're going to have a New Year's Eve celebration in Miami. This is the second biggest in the country. And when Commissioner Diaz-Portilla brought that up, I mentioned that it'd be nice if I could take that time before to see my grandkids and my kids. This had nothing to do with Mr. Russell whatsoever.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
I move that we cancel.
Madam Chair.
I move that we
Madam
cancel
Chair.
the
Hold
meeting.
on, let Commissioner Russell speak. Was someone's
Madam
walking
Chair,
up.
this is not about me. And I appreciate the sentiment from folks who spoke, but this is not about me. This is about us as a body. And we haven't always agreed on many things. There's a lot of things we disagree on, but we get the work done. We do the work. Even though we fight, we've still gotten the work done. And I'm very proud of the work we've done over the last 7 years while I'm here and as each of you have come on. My ask is that we finish the work that I've been set out to do. I set the date of my resignation specifically so I could have the last meeting with the things, and we've been rushing them. We've been trying to get them. But I see the will of this dais and where it is. You all want to cancel this meeting so you can take December off? To me, that's disrespectful to our residents.
I think we're doing
And just out of just simple, please, let me finish, because this is the last you're ever going to hear from me.
I doubt
The
it.
simple cordiality of this body to each other, to respect each other's ability to get the work done for our residents, is being thrown in the garbage right now. So you can expect my resignation to be rewritten this afternoon and count it for today, because I'm done. This is an absolute farce. Thank you.
If I may